Sound. I mean, it's just everywhere, right? Filling every moment of our lives. But have you ever really stopped to wonder what it actually is? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the one surprising secret that connects every single sound you've ever heard.
So just think about this for a second. What's the fundamental thing that connects the absolutely overwhelming, chest-thumping power of a live rock concert to something on the total opposite end of the spectrum, like the intimacy of a quiet whisper? I mean, they seem like they couldn't be more different, could they?
And then let's throw in something else, like the sudden, sharp bark of a dog. So you've got three totally different experiences, but believe it or not, they all share one hidden, absolutely essential ingredient.
Okay, so to find the answer, let's start with what we know. Let's just take a look at the world around us. A world that is, let's be honest, completely saturated with sound.
You know, your phone rings, a friend laughs, you hear rain tapping against the window. Maybe it's the constant hum of the city, or just the music coming from your headphones. Every one of these sounds gives us a completely unique experience. So what's the common thread? What links them all?
And that brings us right back to our big question. If we call all these different things sound, then what is the one thing they all have in common? What is the fundamental nature of sound itself?
And this is where we get to the secret. And it's actually a beautifully simple idea, but it's one that might just change how you think about everything you hear. All right, ready? Here it is. Sound is simply a form of energy. That's it. Every single sound you hear, from a tiny pin drop to a massive thunderclap, is just energy created by something vibrating, something moving back and forth incredibly fast. Now, this completely reframes our whole perspective. Sound isn't a physical thing, like a little package being delivered to your ear. Nope. It's the movement of energy itself. It's a process, an action, that's just rippling through the world all around us. Okay, so if sound is energy, that leads to the next logical question, right? How does that energy get from the source, say a guitar string, all the way to your ears? Well, it needs a path. It needs a kind of invisible highway.
And this is a really crucial point. Energy can't just teleport from one place to another. It has to travel through something. It needs a carrier.
In science, we call that something a medium. For us, most of the time, the medium is just the air around us. But sound energy can also travel through water, or even through solid objects like a wall or the ground.
And this is exactly why a medium is so essential. In the air, sound energy has a path to travel. But in the vacuum of outer space, there's nothing for the energy to move through, so the sound is literally trapped at its source. That's why that classic movie tagline is totally true. In space, no one can hear you scream. So let's bring all of this together now. We have energy, and we have the medium it travels through. How does that create the actual experience we call hearing? Well, it's a pretty simple three-step process. First, an event, like you clapping your hands, creates a vibration which releases energy. Second, that energy travels through the air, creating a pressure wave, kind of like a ripple in a pond. And finally, your eardrums detect that ripple of energy, and your brain instantly interprets it as the sound of a clap.
And now we can solve our initial mystery. The difference between a rock concert and a whisper isn't the type of thing they are, it's the amount of energy. The concert is a massive wave of energy, while a whisper is just a tiny ripple. A dog's bark is just a sudden, sharp burst of that exact same energy. They all travel on the same highway, the air, to get to your ears.
So here's the crucial point, the big takeaway. What we call sound isn't a collection of different things. It's just one thing, energy. And our experience of hearing is simply our brain's incredible ability to perceive and interpret that energy as it moves through the world around us. It's a simple idea, but a really powerful one. And it leaves us with one final thought to consider. If every sound is just moving energy, then what is silence? What are we actually experiencing when we hear nothing at all? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me on This Explainer.